Believe it or not, capturing a bear is not all that different from capturing a fish. The key is to know their habitat, where and when they feed, and especially to know what particular delicacy your quarry simply can't resist. Simple as that may sound, it actually involves a lifetime of learning. Fly rod in hand, I spent well over 50 years studying Idaho's trout. And I'll tell you something, the time spent on Idaho's streams have been some of the most pleasurable experiences of my life. Now I hope to pass this lifetime legacy on to another generation. But it's a delicate process. When you teach children fly fishing, you have to be able to guarantee them maybe catching a fish or two. You can't go fishing in Sun Valley without going to Silver Creek and getting the right thing. Anticipation is part of the pleasure, and even children as young as my niece and nephew, 8-year-old Whitney and 11-year-old Aaron, can be caught up in the magic. And sometimes general confusion of outfitting a fly fishing venture. We're going to put very small flies on it because these fishes eat little tiny bugs.
They don't feel good? Here, this foot, here.
Those are pheasant tail nymphs. And they look like the nymph of a little tiny mayfly. Those are the biggest shoes I've ever seen on a little girl. That's going to work. Okay, well, I guess we're all set. We'll go out to the pond. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jack. Have a fun day.
Now, this is a knot I showed you the other day. Have a little trouble with it, but it takes time. You know, what we're doing here is just probably the simplest form of the sport. When it gets exciting is one, fishing for larger fish, for wild fish, finding out, learning what the insects are, realizing, what the fish are taking and being able to figure it out. And I think that the other values are really getting out and being in a beautiful place like this and really enjoying all the other aspects of nature and not just thinking about catching and killing fish. That's not really what it's all about. A little more energy on the back cast. That doesn't mean further back, it just means more power. There, that was a good cast. Kids don't like to be forced to do things. They like to do things because they want to do them. So the key is not to push them too much. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Now just hold the rod with your right hand. I'll tell you, right up here. Right up there. If you don't get a little initial success, there aren't very many kids that have the patience to stay with it. Right here. Right here. Whitney, bring him right here. There's your first trout. Isn't he pretty?
Can I keep it?
You want to?
Yeah.
He's a hatchery fish, so we might as well. I'd like them to get hooked on fly fishing. I want them to realize that if they're wild fish, which we haven't caught any yet today, that you put them back. And that there's nothing wrong with taking a few of these catchables out, because that's what our license money is going to pay for. It's something you can do with every member of your family.
I had never fished before, and Jack introduced me to fishing, and in the beginning I found it very intimidating. But after Jack's guidance and tutelage and many sessions of lessons, I'm somewhat addicted to it, especially after that first fish. You always want to do one more. So actually I find it very enjoyable, and I enjoy being out here in this beautiful, extraordinary Idaho with Jack.
Here you go, Ann. Oh boy! Yeah, here you go. Hey, jumped!
It really is. It's very exciting, and they live in Texas, and they don't have the opportunity to do this, and so this is their summer vacation, and they're very excited about it.
Fantastic.
My first fish.
Stick your finger up through his gills.
He taught us how to cast, and he taught us how to pull the line like that.
Do you want me to keep it?
Yeah, keep him.
You gonna eat him?
Yeah.
Okay. It is, and you go through different stages. First you go through the catching lots of fish stage. Then you go through the getting real big fish stage. And then finally I think you graduate to difficult situations and solving problems and knowing a lot of different things about fishing. And then eventually when you get to be an old geezer like me, what you like is just going out and having it simple and having the pleasure of fishing in a natural surrounding all by yourself. That's getting a little bit harder to find all the time.